Look at me just giving parenting advice and I don't even have kids. Okay. Hello everyone, it's Rose and welcome back to Cheap Lazy Vegan and another episode of Munching Mondays. As you can see here, we've got a very large, or just a regular sized pizza, but probably not for one person, pizza. I have made a vegan pizza and I do have a video on this. I'm not sure if this is gonna be out first or that video. Probably that video will be out first, but I've made two different kinds of vegan pizzas, lazy style, in that video. So I thought I would, hey, kill two birds with one stone. What is the vegan equivalent? You know what I mean. Okay, I'm not gonna actually go and kill two birds, but I thought I would kill two birds with one stone by basically filming a mukbang video after I filmed my pizza video. You see, efficiency. Yes, we're gonna eat this pizza. I mean, come on guys. Does this not look ridiculous? I'm so excited. I've already had a bite of it because I had to film, you know, my reaction. Okay, and it is good. Okay, pizza is just delicious. There's just a lot of different toppings on here. You can watch that video to see how I made it. But there's like vegan sausage, there's jalapenos, there's a bit of vegan cheese, not too much. There's mushrooms, olives, pineapple, just everything. And I also have beside me Tabasco sauce and my trusty friend, sriracha. Let's just go on right ahead and just put some sriracha on this piece. I don't want to put too much sriracha because the jalapenos are already pretty spicy, okay? Let's have a bite. I don't think I've done a pizza mukbang before. The vegan cheese that I'm using is chow cheese, which is really, really good vegan cheese. So I normally would eat crust, but I don't want to eat the crust right now. At least not all the crust. Today's topic, by the way, I just have to get started right away, okay? Today's topic is going to be me talking about my jobs, my previous jobs that I had. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? Here we go. See, it's like a brand new pizza. I don't know, y'all. What do y'all think? See, it's all about the visual, you know what I'm saying? It is all about the visual when it comes to mukbang. There we go. You see the difference? Now it looks like. So now I can eat this part. Okay, so I was gonna talk about the jobs I've had in my life, guys. Before I got like my degree. So like my little girl jobs. Where it all started. How did I contribute to the labor market as a child? Not as a child, but well, you'll see. So I've done videos in the past where I talked about my journey into being a full-time YouTuber. And I asked you guys if you guys want to hear me talk about the jobs I've had before I graduated university and basically just like jobs I've had in my life. And I don't know if you guys find that interesting. Maybe it helps you get to know me a bit better because I know I don't give out that much information about my life. That's on purpose, okay? I don't want to put out too much personal information because I don't know, I just don't think it's very smart. So we got here another slice. This one's like very beautiful. I mean, come on. Oh, things are falling. All right, bye. Oh my God. So, my jobs I've had in my life. Tabasco. Oh, it's gonna be spicy. Can you guess when was the age that I got my first job? Pause the video right now and comment down below. What age do you think I got my first job? Oh my God, you know what I forgot? 1 second. I forgot the greens, yo! I'm adding some arugula. That's what I forgot. See? Oh my God. There's some spinach in here too. If you add some arugula into your pizza, it just makes it look like you just spent $20 on pizza, you know? It just looks fancy. Look at that. Look how pretty it looks. And plus, arugula has such a nice flavor to it. Hi! That's what I wanted to do from the beginning. Unfortunately, I fail at life. So, did you pause? Did you guess what age I got my first job? I got my very first job at the age of 14. 14, 1-4. Drink some water out of my mug. So 14 was when I got my first job. And that job, you may have guessed the age, but I don't think you'll guess what I did. I can't keep telling you to pause the video every time. My very first job, guys, was a dishwasher. Yes, my very first job at the age of 14, I washed dishes. I worked at a local sushi restaurant that was very close to my place. I think I got the job because my mom worked there at some point. I don't know if she was working there at the time that I got the job, but either way, she somehow got the hooks for me and got me a job there as a dishwasher. Now, luckily at that time, it wasn't like huge dishes. It was one of those sushi restaurants where there's like boats floating around and then you pick up like a little plate. So the plates were pretty easy. So it was relatively easy for what it was, which was a dishwashing job. In like a fancy restaurant, I bet that job is much harder because the dishes are so much more heavy. But my job, I mean, I'm not gonna say I enjoyed it, guys, but it was a job and I wanted to get a job. So you might be wondering like, why at 14 years old, did you really need a job? I didn't need a job, but I've wanted to get one because I wanted to make my own money so that I could spend it in whatever way I wanted to. Because I didn't want to ask my parents for money every time I wanted to buy something that I wanted. You know, I had to justify it in that case. I can't just borrow my parents' money and not tell them what I'm spending it on, or you know what I mean? Like I felt like I wanted to earn my own money so I could spend my own money in the way that I see fit. And at least that's what I remember, what my mindset was. I didn't want to ask for money. So I thought, well, why don't I just get a job? And that was the job that I got. And at the age of 14, it would have been hard for me to get jobs anywhere else. Like, how many people would hire a 14-year-old? Not that many people, you know? So I worked, guys. So it wasn't a necessity for me to work, but am I so glad that I worked? You know, am I so glad that I actually started earning an income at a young age? I think if I have children, I will make them work at a young age, or just like not give them allowance after a certain age when they are able to make their own money. Because I feel like the earlier you start to realize the value of work and the value of money, the better. You know, I'm not advocating for child labor here, but in a safe and harmless environment, I think it's good for kids, even young children, to learn the value of working. Even if it's not involving working in an actual establishment, even if it's just doing things around the house to earn your allowance, I just feel like you shouldn't just give kids money just because. At least not like a big portion of it on a regular basis. Then that's how you create entitlement. Look at me just giving parenting advice and I don't even have kids. Okay. So yeah, I hated the job. I mean, it was fine. I did it twice a week. It was nice because I felt like the richest person ever. I felt like the richest kid because I think I was the first one of my friends to get a job. I am a bit older than most of my friends because I moved from Korea to Canada and my parents like put me back a grade so that I could like catch up to the other kids because obviously I couldn't speak English when I first moved and I was 8 years old. So they put me back a grade so that I wouldn't fall behind, essentially. What was I saying? So I was like the first one of my friends to get a job. So everyone else was still just earning an allowance or making an allowance, and I was actually making real income. Okay, I was getting paychecks. So it felt good, you know. 14 years old, bringing home a paycheck. What up? I honestly do believe that me working at that age has helped me really develop a sense of money, saving money, which I will get to, and just knowing what it's like to actually earn an income rather than just getting an income for doing nothing. So I got the job. I worked probably like twice a week in the evenings. I cleaned dishes, okay? I did that for 2 years, guys. I washed dishes for 2 years. A 14-year-old doesn't even like to wash dishes at home, let alone wash dishes at a restaurant. But at least I was getting paid for it. And I think at that time, the minimum wage was like 6 something or 7 something. I think I made $7 for like a really long time. But of course, that was a long time ago. Oh my God, I'm getting full already. Anyway. So I did that for 2 years, working at this sushi restaurant by my place. And then I asked, when I was 16 years old, I asked the manager if I could become a server at that place. It was a small restaurant and the serving was not that difficult, let's be honest. And I'd already been working there for 2 years. So I already knew like a lot of things. And so I asked the manager if I could be a server. Now at that time, because I was 16, I was not allowed to serve alcohol. So they did let me be a server, but every time somebody ordered alcohol, I had to like get somebody else to bring it out for me. Oh man, I miss when I was that young, you know. Whew. Tabasco. Yummy, I love pizza. So I became a server after 2 years. So at the age of 16, I became a server at the sushi place. And I worked as a server for another 2 years at that same restaurant. The reason why I stayed there that long was not because it was so great and amazing, because it was not. It was all right. It was an easy job, relatively speaking. It wasn't, you know, like I said, the dishes weren't huge, so it's not like I had to carry like really heavy plates or anything like that. It was a small place, so it wasn't like extremely taxing on the body, and it was very close to my place, so I could literally walk there. So it was just like kind of convenience rather than anything else. And of course, you know, even at the age of 16, it's like kind of tough to find a serving job because you weren't allowed to serve alcohol, so most people wouldn't hire a 16-year-old as a server. So I worked at that restaurant for a total of 4 years, guys. 4 years. And then I finally turned 18. And I was about to graduate high school. And what happened? I was about to graduate high school. And when I turned 18, I found a new job. I found a new job at another sushi restaurant, actually. I don't know how I found this job. I think I had a connection somehow. Somebody got me an interview. I will admit, most of the jobs I got in the first portion of my working life were through connections, so that was good. Make connections, guys. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Oh. So I got a job at a different sushi restaurant when I was about to turn 18. So I was like a month before 18. I got a job as a hostess at this restaurant. This was a bigger restaurant. So I quit the other job that I was at for 4 years and I started at this new sushi restaurant as a hostess. And then this is like around the time when I was in my first semester of my last year of last year of high school. And I was actually graduating early. So I graduated high school a semester early because in Canada, or at least like where I live in Canada, how it works, at least how it worked when I was in high school, it may have changed, but how it works is basically you go to high school and you have to fulfill like a certain number of credits. So I think the number of credits was like 100 at that time, and each class would be like a certain amount of credits, right? There are certain classes you have to take in order to graduate no matter what. So like math, science, that kind of stuff. There's certain classes you absolutely have to take, and then there's some that you can just like choose what you want to do in order to still earn credits. So you can also earn credits doing extracurricular activities. Like I think I joined choir for like the first year or something. So that earned me a certain amount of credits. You could also earn credits, I don't know, doing other things, which I can't remember. But basically by the first semester of grade 12, which is the last year in high school, I had already earned enough credits to graduate and had already finished all of the prerequisite courses to graduate. No, oh no, this is what I did. I remember now. I think the only thing that I needed to graduate, that I needed to get, was my English, like my third year of English class, which is mandatory to graduate. So instead of having an entire semester where I only do one class, which is English, I decided to take a night class. No, it was not a night class. I started to take a night class and I realized that I did not belong in the night class because everyone that was in the night class was not actually in high school. They were actually a lot older than me. They were trying to finish their high school diploma, which is totally amazing, but I just felt like I didn't really belong there. So I felt like kind of uncomfortable because like everyone was like so much older than me. So I actually did an online class instead of a night class. So I did an online class on top of my other classes during that semester so that I could graduate a semester early so I could actually work during that second semester. Does that make sense? Ooh, Tabasco. Ooh, jalapeno. Wow, like talking about this stuff is like a trip down memory lane, you know? So then I basically didn't have to take any classes that second semester, which was great. So instead I worked. For the first time, I worked full time. So I got myself 2 jobs at this point. No, I had already started working at that other sushi place. So I was working there in the evenings. And then I got a job at a YMCA, at the cafe inside the YMCA, as just like a cafe worker during the day. So I was working during the day and I also worked at night. I can't remember if I worked full time at that cafe during the day, but either way I had 2 jobs during that second semester where I was supposed to be in school, where I could have been in school. So I was saving up for A, university, and B, I think I was saving up for my trip to Korea. I used to go to Korea like every 2 years, which I pay for. See, these are the kind of things that I wouldn't feel guilty about doing, like going on a trip to Korea by myself when I was a teenager. If I had to ask for money from my parents, I would have felt bad, you know? So instead, I just made my own, okay? If there's young people out there that are watching, just make your own money if you can, okay? Don't ask your parents. Don't rely on your parents. I don't care if your parents are rich, okay? Earn your money. It feels so much better when you earn your own money. And then what happened? Oh my God. I know I worked at that sushi restaurant for about a year. The cafe, I think I did that for about 6 months. And then when I started university, I was still working at that sushi restaurant. And oh my God, what happened? I may have quit at some point. Now my memory is all foggy. I quit the sushi restaurant and then I actually didn't work for like a few months, couple months, which is weird for me because I'm so used to working. No, when did I stop working? I don't remember. Yeah, I quit the sushi restaurant eventually at some point during my first year of university. And there was like a point in time, maybe like for 1 semester where I didn't work at all, which was very new for me because I was so used to working at this point. I'd already been in the workforce for like 4 or 5 years at this point, you know? Oh my God. Is this interesting? Oh my God. I feel like I'm just rambling about my life. This is funny. The job I got after was in the summer. I think eventually after, not working for a few months, I was like, oh my God, homegirl needs a job, okay? So I started applying for different places and I ended up going for an interview at a leather goods store. At this point, I was like 18 or 19. I was about to turn 19, so I was like 18 and a half. This is how much my life has changed, you know? It didn't faze me to work at a leather store, so I got the job. I only worked there because it was close to my house again. So it was a leather jacket store. Oh my god. The store was called Danier, however you say it. It was focused solely on leather goods, okay? I don't know why I got the job there or why I wanted to work there. I don't think I wanted to work there. It was just a job that was available at that time. I didn't even want to work retail, to be honest, because I was so used to working at restaurants and at food establishments, like hospitality jobs, which paid a lot more in terms of tips, paid a lot more because you automatically earn tips. Even if you're not a server, like you can still earn a few extra dollars on top of your minimum wage. Yeah, retail, so I had no interest in it, so I don't know why I got this job. So I ended up working there and I hated it, guys. It's a prediction for my future. I knew, I should have known it was a leather company. I hated that job. It was in the middle of summer and I was trying to sell these leather jackets, which I didn't even care about leather jackets. I didn't even have a leather jacket. And they're all not even fashionable and I was like, why am I trying to do this? It was based on commission, but you know, no one was buying this because it was middle of summer. Who's buying a leather jacket in the middle of summer? From a future vegan, you know? That was probably like the shortest job I've had. Because normally when I get a job, I kind of just stick around for a while. But this one I was like, I can't do this. They made you like follow people around the store. You know those stores where you walk in and you're just like, I'm just browsing. And then they just keep asking you questions and you're like, did I not just say I'm just browsing? Anyways, I'm not that mean, guys. I'm usually a little bit too nice. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. But yeah, those stores that just make people feel really uncomfortable by following them around and constantly asking them questions. They're like, you need to ask open-ended questions. I'm like, so anyways, I met a girl at that job that was also working at a pub, which was literally across the street from that place. So then she was like, I could probably get you a job at the pub as a food runner. And I was like, yeah, get me out of here. So I got the job at that pub. Oh, and guys, that concludes my mukbang. I'm so full. Okay, I am so freaking full. Don't get me wrong, I already taste tested like half of a pita pizza before, so it's not like I just ate this. I probably could eat this whole thing if I didn't eat anything before, but I am just so full. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed eating with me. Whew! Homegirl is. And I'm going to ask you a question of the day. I want to ask you guys, what was your first job? What was your first job? How old were you? What did you do? Just let me know. I think it'd be interesting. I want to see what first jobs a lot of you guys had. Or maybe you haven't had a first job yet. In that case, what you doing? Start hustling. I really hope you guys enjoyed eating with me. If you did enjoy it, give this video a big thumbs up. And of course, if you guys are new to this channel, if you like vegan recipes, if you like delicious recipes, if you like mukbang videos, woo! Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!